Nanda. Welcome to the waiting room.
Hey,
Well,
bro.
buddy.
Hey,
Alright.
Do you know the rest of the guys here?
I
Brendan.
met
Yeah.
I met Steve once, I think. Once in
Well, we've got Brendan de Cruz, Fabian Mark Peter, singer-songwriter, and Asmel Uner, who I assume you know.
Yo, man. I've seen you play, man.
Hey.
Nice stuff, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how you getting on in
Nice to
Germany?
be
How's
here.
things?
Just staying alive. Messaging you, disturbing the shit out of you every now and then.
Loving the flag, the Trump's being voted out.
Now I can rest. Well, not really, but
You haven't rested. I seen you fucking rant on fucking Facebook a minute ago. So you ain't rested at all. You're
I try to keep it, I try to keep it, but
You don't try at all. Don't be so
I
fucking.
try. You can check it out.
Bullshit.
After 2 days, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to
No.
worry about Malaysia instead.
Fuck. We're gonna be worrying for a while then.
So, what's happening back home? How things?
No, music's dead.
No, lie. It's not dead, lie. Yo.
It's dead.
Live music is dead, lie. Live music is
dead.
Oh, music carrying on, man. It didn't die. It didn't die. It's dead.
didn't die, lie.
It's dormant.
Now
It's dormant.
Yeah, it's so
Now
annoying.
streaming behind
Live
the scenes.
streaming music is alive.
'Cause Singapore-
Live streaming music is alive.
Singapore this week just set up a thing where they can allow 100 people into pubs and clubs now. So
God, they can
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Singapore have shown the way where they can do it safely and effectively, and of course, there's no way Malaysia's even going to pay
No.
attention.
You know why they can do it? Because they're very good at finding people. So,
Yeah, very true.
over here, settle. We don't find people. We settle.
Yeah,
bro.
the mama people still smoking, still sharing tables and all that. Nothing.
Yeah, man. Aduh.
I still don't know if I can travel. I know what rules.
Yeah.
Where you at now, Steve? Where you at? It's a cool room, man. I like it. It's very...
Cool. Wow.
Is that the room?
It's an epic.
No
It's a
wonder.
room, it's an epic.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
It's a typical student room. So it's,
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's okay now, but in the summer it's madness. It's crazy. It's too hot.
Okay
It
lah.
kills people.
what flo-
But the rent's good lah. That thing, the rent is...
But the rent, let's just say, it's manageable in this Corona time.
Okay, cool. Gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, man.
so
Yeah, exactly.
how's Germany? During Corona, did the music scene die a death just like everywhere else? Live music scene, or is there any gigs going on at all, or is it just all streaming stuff?
I mean, everything's streaming right now. I think they just went into another lockdown.
Oh,
But it's not really a lockdown. It's not really a lockdown. I mean, people think it's a lockdown, but if you're going to compare it to KL or Singapore or some of our other Asian neighbors, I mean, this is a joke. People are out, rolling on the streets.
which city you in, man?
Everyone's in the bus. I'm in Mainz, which is not so far from Frankfurt. Maybe with a train, it will take me maybe 40 minutes, maybe from Frankfurt to Mainz.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah.
So life is just
But
going
it's
on as
okay.
normal.
We don't have gigs. We don't have gigs. We don't play like everyone back home. That's the different part. But everything else, kind of the same.
That's weird, isn't it? Oh man.
Yeah.
Football is going on.
Sorry.
Football is going on.
It's
You know,
sure.
yeah.
Serious, football going on.
Completely the wrong subject to broach with Nanda.
Football can go on and gigs cannot. What is this, man?
But the
There's a-
stadiums are empty as well, right?
Yeah, all the
They
stadiums are
allow
empty.
no. They started allowing a certain number in.
Not
all.
in the Premiership.
Everyone is. Yeah. Not
There's only
Not where?
Not in the Premiership. There's only certain countries that allow
Certain
a certain
countries,
amount of people into the stadiums. But definitely not in English football at the moment. It's definitely not happening.
But they okay to play matches. I mean,
they're okay for matches.
people still have to make bets, lah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, Brandon. You got
People
it.
are betting when how long the lockdown's gonna be, when the next lockdown is. Come on,
Well,
this is also part of betting.
We've got a vaccine now.
betting
We're okay. There's a vaccine now. We're all okay. It's all going to be okay.
I bet there's a bet on that too, man.
There's a bet on who. It's hilarious because this week I seen friends of mine posting on fucking Facebook, like good friends I've known for well over 20 years, posting on Facebook going like, I'm not going to take that vaccine. I don't trust that. I've watched these guys literally fucking snort fucking the dodgiest drugs from the dodgiest human beings I've ever seen, not knowing what the hell they're putting up their nostrils or what they're putting into their mouths. But they're not going to take a vaccine from one of the most reputable pharmacy companies on planet Earth from proper scientists. Like, but Billy with about 3 teeth down the street, they'll definitely buy some fucking good stuff of him and take it without thinking twice. It's funny to
They
watch.
prepare all their life for this vaccine, man, and they don't want to take it. Come on, man. That's not like the road, some rat poison.
Yeah, literal.
Vaccine is nothing. I mean, they're proof. Yeah, COVID also don't go in.
So Steve, are you guys doing virtual, not virtual gigs, but your university? So are you doing virtual classes, or are you actually in class, or what's going on at the moment?
My last semester was, the last summer semester was my last semester. So we did everything online.
Okay.
No band playing. No real ensemble playing.
Okay.
So just kind of like one-on-one lessons.
All right.
Online. Also, whatever that was possible without playing, then was done just online.
So you're finished university now?
Yeah, this is my last semester because we have to. A lot of things got pushed. Back.
Yeah.
So everyone's taking an extra semester. Those who have finished the summer semester has to do another one.
Okay.
To finish up courses or whatever that's pending. So
when's graduation? Or have they even
supposedly
thought about it?
Well, supposedly in February. I'm inquiring for a date right now, so we're just waiting to get like a I had a date planned on, let me see, it's supposed to be actually I think maybe last October, but then because of everything, so we can't really plan anything. So.
And do you have to once you graduate, do you have to come home, or does your visa allow you to stay on for a year or two and try to find work there?
It's a yearly visa, so
you just update it.
I will probably have to apply for like a master's program or something because I'm still doing my bachelor's.
Are you going to do a master's program yet?
Yeah, I think I will.
You have to. Yeah. It's just a good idea, especially where you're at and you're comfortable and like it's a good place to be. Like plus, like you're not going to be left with a huge amount of student debt doing it in Germany, which is nice.
No, it's all. I think does everybody know it's free of charge?
Yeah, university in
that's
Germany is free
awesome,
of
man.
charge.
Oh,
all the way, man.
Don't really know
PhD
what's
terus
going
lah.
on until Derek's asking all the questions and we. All right, slowly just catching
I'll lead
up
the way,
to what
guys.
Steve
I'll
is
lead the way,
saying.
guys, and you can just jump in with questions. But like, what the hell's going on?
It started off and I was thinking, Steve
That's
is
why.
teaching
That's what.
Germany.
That's what
Oh,
this
okay.
podcast is about,
No,
Steve. It's
he's
not. There's no prep done. It's just free form conversation. So like.
All the way, Steve. Just do PhD, man. Come back, Dr. Steve. Like macam Dr. John.
Exactly.
Definitely got to.
Do you have plans to come back at all?
Wow, that's a good question.
Hard one.
Ask the real questions, man.
Yeah.
I think yes. I don't think. I want to keep this going, this part of the world for sure, to be here. But home is home.
Home, yeah.
I have families at home, and friends at home, and people who are very close to me. Every year passes by. You miss, you appreciate people you love more. And that's a natural thing, I guess. So you really start to question, what's important to you. It can be, ambitions and goals, and and I guess that's has always been the struggle, right? So if you want to go on a certain journey and you have to kind of like, okay, you have to go out. Or
Yep.
at the same time, you're so far away from people you love, so it's always a bit of a.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta have
You
that.
know.
You gotta have that tension, man. That tension. Yeah.
And how long have you been in Germany now?
Always, there's no journey. Yeah. It's true. It's
No
true.
journey.
Yeah.
Alamak.
How long have you been in Germany now, Steve?
This October actually 4 years.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Do you like it? How is Germany generally? Or where you're at?
where I'm at, I mean, to be honest, if I didn't want to like really kind of pursue a music career, or something like this, if I didn't really want to pursue this, I think I would rather just be in KL. I mean, maybe because I grew up in KL, so we used to have fast-paced lifestyle. I can go out at 3 a.m, we can drive crazy on the road, police are fine with that. You can do anything you want to do as long as you don't kill somebody, you're kind of okay. So that doesn't happen here. You gotta adhere to the speed limits or you're in trouble.
Yeah, there's
Things
no.
go quiet after 11, maybe 12. Things are very quiet, kind of everywhere. Doesn't matter where
So
you go.
no place, no place can makan after midnight lah.
Not really.
Convenience store lah.
You have a lot of Turkish restaurants,
Okay.
and so that's kind of like our mama restaurant.
It's the same in Ireland.
Uh,
It's just dirty kebabs.
Sorry?
Same in Ireland. Dirty
Kebab,
kebabs.
yeah.
Dirty kebabs at 3 o'clock in the morning after the pub. So you just go.
Same lah. I was in Australia also same. Well, there's always the Turkish, the Greeks, or the
Just
the
a kebab.
Lebanese.
Yeah, it's just like
kebab
just like a
and meat,
kebab.
man.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's just perfect at 3 o'clock in the morning. After a few beers, you're sorted.
But Derek, I would argue with you because I think at 3 o'clock in the morning, nothing's like a nice roti telur.
Man.
mee goreng. I would really argue with you on this one.
No, he's trying to not make you heartbreak nanti. We cakap roti banjir.
It's okay. I'm heartbreaking to the core. It's okay. I've already gone there.
The closest thing I've got to dirty kebab here in Malaysia at 2 or 3 in the morning is there's a uncle down below us. He does the best Ramly burger I've ever bloody tasted. So I get a double dagging special. And like he doesn't stay open till 3 in the morning, but if you get him about 12 at night after the pub and you just get a double dagging, you get 2 of them. So you're sitting with just 2 things dripping with sauce.
You have 2 double duggings.
Yeah. But
What
you have
the
to.
fuck? That's so bad. Man.
You have to,
It's so
man.
bad for you.
That's no daggings lah.
Yeah. So
My
good,
God,
man.
it's too-
That's the closest. That is the closest thing I've got to a dirty kebab in Malaysia. And
Actually, it's true. Yeah,
they're
probably
amazing.
4 patties. 4 patties is equivalent to like the amount, right?
Yeah,
A
so
kebab would have probably.
so nice. So
You know, Brendan. You say not very healthy, right? But
I mean, one is doing the trick, 2 is asking for trouble.
yeah. But this one guy told me, Steve. He says, Steve, I prefer to live short but good. Rather than long
Yeah.
and boring. So that's probably Derek's argument for life.
no. I'm just hedging my bets. I'm just hedging my bets.
Derek has told
there's
me
no
of
history.
this,
There's no history of heart problems in my family, so I'm just hedging those bets. My genealogy's good, and my family are all. They smoked like troopers and drank and stuff like that. There, and there was no history of heart problem. I don't remember one history of heart problem. So I'm just hedging my bets on that nonsense. It's got nothing to do about living a short life. Well,
No, but Derek has told me about this Ramly Burger Man down his road, which I've yet to try. So
that's so
who knows?
good. It's really
Right
good.
after I try it, I
think
might
it's the
be
corner
having
shop,
2
right?
double duggings.
Eh?
It's the one at the Petronas
the
one.
corner, yeah.
It's just,
right.
yeah, the potatoes. Pack. It's called Pack something.
Where?
Fabian knows his burger Ramly. So Fabian, you tell how you tried that one.
Never. But
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
was thinking when I'm back, I got to invite Derek to Subang lah.
Okay.
Where's this in Subang?
I mean, USJ 14, Steve.
Okay, I think then I won't.
Fabian took me to his Ramli for
We must
Hey,
caveat.
Ramli gonna, hey,
We're gonna have
Ramli gonna be
we're gonna have the
Melayu place,
caveat
man.
this. We're gonna have the caveat
No,
this.
no,
Is
no, no.
Steve's a pescatarian and sometimes a
No.
vegetarian, so
Hey.
he won't be eating dagging or
Hey,
No, most times I'm vegan.
most time you're
To be
vegan,
honest,
yeah.
most times I'm vegan.
Is
hey,
it?
real Ramli gotta
Yeah.
come Melayu place, man. You gotta come to Bangi. I mean Bangi, man. Sure got vegetarian also. Don't worry.
No, I think for Ramly Burger I can break my vegetarian bullshit.
Oh man!
Alright.
Oh, that's a good
Come on,
one.
man. Ramly Burger's the best, man.
Oh,
Hey, actually, yeah, I mean, who knows what the hell's in the Ramly patty anyway? Probably less meat there. There's a lot of other stuff.
meat.
It's probably all
Yes,
just
that's
It's
right.
like quality-
You probably tested it. Probably is vegan. It's probably there's not one there's not one dead animal anywhere near a Ramly patty at all. Like fucking invented in some mad scientist fucking lab, grown. So
Who's your housemates? Who's your housemate, Steve?
My
Are they
housemate, I don't
study
have
music too?
No. My girlfriend lives with me when she's in Mainz. She has a place in Berlin.
Okay.
So she's there sometimes, and sometimes she's here. She's today she's going back to her parents' place, which is like an hour away. So I mean, we live together here in this rooftop.
Rooftop.
Nice.
That's good.
Is she doing music as well?
She's a bass player. She's
Oh,
Cool.
done
Perfect
studying.
lah.
So she's playing. Yeah, you can
yeah,
say
in the
that.
rhythm section, kau team.
There are a lot of fights about where the time is.
Timing lah, it's all about timing. Classic.
Is it me or
Yeah,
is it
so
you?
cool.
It must be you. You were wrestling now. I was wrestling.
it's always the bass player's fault. The drummer always blames the bass
Yeah.
player.
That's what I said. So,
So who wins most of those arguments?
well, I'm also a nice guy.
You're a gentleman. You're a gentleman. Yeah.
Jokes aside, it's nice. Jokes aside, it's nice.
Cool, cool.
Steve,
All right, now Steve. Sorry,
Apart
Fabian.
from-
Now gonna ask.
I mean, earlier you said that you guys are somewhat in a partial lockdown and all those kind of things, right? So if it's not for the lockdown, and apart from going for classes and all those kind of things, what else do you do in Germany?
I mean, okay. The first things first is that I kind of use the study visa to come here and try and play, just to play with as many players who I thought or I think are better than me, or at least have or is in the direction of where I want to go musically. So that was the first thing. So university took up some time, but I was mostly just practicing and trying to just go out and just do jam sessions and meet like players I want to be like. So that was mostly my time. I had really kind of like almost no breaks, I would say, because I was always either in university or I was trying to practice and trying to be at a place here or a place there. So right now it's the same thing except for the lockdown. So I still practice a lot. I've used university to kind of diversify a little bit. So I do a lot of piano now, work on a lot of arranging, and I want to start to write more even for like orchestras and this kind of things, bigger things. So I've kind of used that to investigate on this side of things. And so I spend most of my time just doing that, just kind of like, I listen a lot. I take listening to music as a practice itself. So I listen a lot to music, which I want to know about, or, just to have different styles in my head. So I would say that's basically what I do all the time. I'm quite a boring guy, I think, for most. Hey, we're very boring. You're always practicing, or you're always,
It's okay as long as you're not bored, man. That's most thing. That's most important.
No, I'm
Doesn't
not.
matter.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm a bit.
Yeah.
like of us. I'm a bit bummed that I don't get to go on stage and play. You know, I think everybody understands the feeling. I mean, Derek, you're not on stage playing, but you understand too. It's the same.
Yeah, I'm really
thing,
I'm really upset. I can't tell off musicians for being late.
Yeah.
Just really annoyed that I don't get to shout at musicians anymore.
Yeah.
Or ask them what the hell it is when they bring a chain and stick it on a cymbal. I'm anybody ask those questions.
That was our first encounter.
Me and Steve's first meeting, my first gig in no black tie.
What was it?
My first gig in no black. I was in Malaysia about 3 months, so my first gig in no black tie, and like we were just setting up a sound check, and all I could hear was just this, tss, and I was going, "The fuck is that noise?" My fucking typical Irish, grumpy fucking Irish sound engineer. And Marina I went in with the same Irish attitude at talking to musicians as I would in Ireland, just full on, just rude. So I was setting up for sound check, and all I heard was this. I stopped everybody playing. I go, stop. I go, what the fuck is that rattling sound? And Steve goes, it's the thing on my fucking cymbal. I went, that sounds like pure fucking shite, man.
Why you said that same words? Huh?
He didn't speak to me for for 6 months after that.
No, I think I told you. I said, don't give. I think if I remember, I said, I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah. He just came back at me. Yeah, and then after that gig, it was 6 months of kind of like fucking silence. And but he did say to me every gig that he played that I was doing, he was trying for some reason to shout at me. And I give him nothing. I give him no reason for him to be pissed off at me. So eventually he kind of cooled off and went, okay, it seems to be...
You were nice. You were really nice after that.
Yeah. But
first one, I was like, I see.
Marina had to sit me down and go, Derek, you cannot talk to Malaysians like that. They're not used to that bluntness.
Oh man,
it was funny. It was a funny first meet.
It wasn't funny at the time. I was like,
no, you were livid. I was so angry. My fucking beautiful sound check was getting fucking ruined. Just what the fuck's this fucking nonsense? But to be honest, I had literally never done it. It was my first jazz gig, and I had never done a gig where a drummer had a chain on his fucking ride cymbal. So I was going, what the fuck is this needed for? It's just annoying, like. So. In Ireland, I would have called the drummer a stupid cunt. What the fuck is that? In Malaysia, apparently you can't do that. So there you go.
No, that's right.
So
don't try it.
When you first moved to Germany as a musician, did you have that? I think everybody, like when I first moved to Malaysia, I had preconceived ideas of what the Malaysian music scene would have been like, and thankfully it was way better than I thought it was going to be as far as the talent. The ability in Malaysia, the talented musicians, way higher than my stupid brain had fucking invented. So when you moved to Germany, you probably had ideas of what you thought it was going to be like. Was it better, worse, or was it you were sort of on the ball with?
Yeah, I have so much to say about it because, I mean, you think, wow, great, like it's amazing, it's going to be crazy. And I think, that's true, and a lot of good players, but then there are just also a lot of really bad players. Really bad players.
No.
And they play a lot. They get around a lot. And the same thing, I have to deal with a lot of the thing where I look like the Indian guy. So it's like it's really weird because they think I can't play.
Yeah, because they've got preconceived ideas about you as well, like.
And then it's weird for 2 years because they really don't. Then they see you can, and then it's kind of like awkward silence, and everybody just walks away. And not everyone is like that, but that's kind of like I have to really try and figure that out because it's really. I think people are very nice. It's also it's fairly diverse here, I have to say, but people who look like me don't really do jazz in this area. Maybe in the U.S. today, yes, you can show that. But not so much like me. So not here at least. So there was that, just trying to figure that out. I couldn't really understand that. That was one big thing that I had to understand. That it's funny because we think in Malaysia it's very racial, and it is indeed. It's kind of weird. But at the same time, because we all grew up together, with different people. Not really different. We're all, I mean, just 3 different main races and then a few other groups. Everybody's accepted that anyone could be anyone. You could be a lawyer, you could be an architect, you don't have a magic carpet and a monkey on the side telling what the fortune's going to be in 2 years. So there's that, and then you have to kind of, I guess, try and find your way through that. And I think that's the thing that I really couldn't get my head around, how segregated things were by ethnicity, or at least somewhat.
Especially in the jazz scene in Europe.
I don't know. I guess I don't know about the other scenes. I really have no idea.
Well, the jazz scene in Europe would generally be seen as maybe middle upper class white people, and then African Americans. Like generally, you don't see Indian people.
If you're black, it's a plus. If you're black,
it's because
even if it doesn't matter if you can't play. I mean, you're already the guy.
Because the scene is authentic. it's a scene as authentic. Yeah. So like there's that. So
that, I mean, coming from my point of view, that was kind of like the biggest hurdle. But I think quality at the end of the day always wins. Doesn't matter where you go.
Always comes at the top.
Just takes time. It just takes time, but you always find a way. And I managed to still find a way with some really good people and build some really good relationships. So that was one aspect that I still, today I don't struggle with so much. I have to say today, as in this year, I kind of like, you really start to question who you are, because people look at you, and if I say I'm Steve, they think, you're Steve, you don't really look like a Steve, So it's that kind of thing that was going on for a long time.
Yeah.
So. And really just to kind of like deal with that. But after a while, you're fine because you know who you are. You really have to question yourself.
Yeah.
Really, it's weird. So, but I mean, besides that, musically, I mean, things work very differently. If we compare to KL, because KL is very quick. So musicians, always got a gig. You always have some sort of thing. I mean, for me at least, because I was playing a lot of different styles and with different people, and so it was common that I would have 3-4 gigs a week, and things are at a fast pace. So there's that kind of pressure. I mean, it's a nice thing. You enjoy it. But here it's more like a group thing. So I think people tend to make groups, and because the arts are largely funded by the government.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of funding for groups and projects. Okay. And based on this, you kind of move around a little bit, I think. If I understand it correctly today.
No, it's just
maybe in 5 years, I would say.
It's the same as the alternative scene in Ireland and stuff like that, or the metal scene as well. Like people they get into groups. They're rarely playing as individual musicians or as hired guns going from here to there. Like like the majority of the musician friends here in KL do. They're generally hired guns, and they may be in a group that plays once in a while, but generally what we do in Europe or UK or Ireland, we find it, we get a band and we stay in the band, and then that's our band. So we just move about.
Right.
Cross-pollination in KL,
Plus, there's the thing
stay
that,
in a band.
Yeah, well, that's the thing as well, that the musicians in KL don't understand how lucky they are, because the majority of them are all professional musicians. That's their job. In Europe and where I'm from, it generally isn't your full-time job. Your full-time job is a normal job, and you do music as your passion. So if music's your full-time job, you're kind of lucky. So that's why I think generally why musicians try to get into bands, because session work is very light in the ground back home. Very light in the ground.
Yeah. The same here in Ireland.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's the same thing here, I think. I mean, if you're established, you're fine. You've got things going on, and a lot of guys are with the radio big band.
Yeah.
And if you're okay, you're okay. But it's also a very close circle, and understandably so.
I think there's just more opportunities here in KL for musicians, and strangely enough, than there is back home.
Yeah.
A lot more opportunities. There's a lot more.
Probably also just in Asia, you know, even in China, even in Taiwan.
The corporate scene for musicians is huge here, where it's not a huge thing. Like it's not a huge thing back home at all.
Serious, huh? That's interesting.
Like there's not like I don't know.
Some legends, some legends like grass is always greener. Malaysia don't have anything.
That is the dream that is the dream that the West sells the East, lah.
What?
Yeah.
So grow up and then you find out that you can just hustle.
Yes, find out.
I mean, of course, it's great. You know, it's great to go abroad and spend some time and try and get your music out there and get some experience and meet people.
Yeah.
And who knows, there are people who would actually, you know, I don't know.
But you won't get roti banjir at 3 a.m. That's what.
Yeah, you won't. You won't. You won't.
You might get it, but it might not be roti banjir.
You'll get a halal snack bag at like 11 o'clock or something.
So I think we should we'll leave it at this for the first half of the show, and in the second half we'll just start kicking in the Steve's past and his early days, especially his first days playing No Black Tie and stuff like that, for some interesting stories. Say, Steve.
And you can tell us how you really felt about Derek the first time you met him.
I don't think we've got a long enough podcast for that. So we'll see you in the second half of the show. Okay, guys. And we're back. Part 2 of the Steve Nanda podcast. Welcome, Steve. Thank you. Thank you for being our first international guest. Yay!
Yeah. All the way from Germany.
All the way from Germany.
What time is it there? What time is there? It's 10.
What time is it? Let me see. Don't know.
11 p.m.
Got to check. Almost.
What, 7 hours is it?
Spoken like a true musician. What time is it? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
What time is it? What time is it? 4-4. No, what time is it? 4-4.
I know the time.
Exactly.
So, so when did the music bug hit you? Was it from your father, or because we know your father's Jose? So, like, was it him that got you into it?
Sorry?
Was it your father who got you into music? Sorry, like, boy, come on.
Basically, he beat me into it. Yeah.
Really?
No. So I mean, I used to follow my dad. You know, like I was kind of always around him when he was playing.
Yeah.
Just going and watching great drummers. Like Lewis and Zahid, and when you watch those drummers play, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You can't say no.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my mom wasn't so pleased that I was keen in music, because I mean, everybody who does music, it's not an easy life. So she probably would have preferred if I became a doctor or lawyer.
Oh,
but
it's not a stereotype at all, is it?
But she's very supportive of me today. So but initially, that was the worry. It's like, okay, so my son's just gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's probably she's seen your father playing the pub and club scene a lot, and like she didn't, like she thought, like, well, she didn't. It's not like like she wanted you to probably do something else, like, so you can understand her worries and stuff like that.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not the. I mean, I think, especially back then, I don't know about today, but I mean, I think today everything is a little bit more fluid. You can kind of get around. You don't have to have like a steady job. I think not true for everyone, but I think it's opened up with the internet, and you can do a lot of things are just more available. Yeah. But back in the 90s, like mid 90s, I don't think that was the case. It was really you either had a job, or if you didn't have a job, it was really. You really didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah.
A lot of people were locked into contracts. They were playing like 6 nights a week and 4 sets a night, and they were just like working all. Contracts seemed to be a big thing back then. Like, they're sort of about now, but they don't seem to be as prevalent in the music scene as from what I've been told, as they were 20 odd years ago. And a lot of musicians all went through they did a year in Genting, or they were playing hotels here in KL where they were locked in there 6 days a week, 4 or 5 sets a night, like hour and a half sets per set, like long drawn out contracts. Like, so having a family around that would be pretty hard, I would say. Like, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was true. I mean, back in the day, I mean, everyone had a contract gig. I mean, very few musicians got around without, you know, I mean, but everybody was, you know, you had a 5-day thing, a 6-day, you know, even like 3 to 5 sets. You know, when I started off, that's what I did with my dad.
Did you? Where was
it?
it?
Yeah, I did. It was in Crown Plaza, I think.
Okay.
I was quite young still. I was like 18 maybe. And I think it was 4 sets, and on the weekend 5 sets.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
what year was that? What year was it around?
Maybe 2006, 2005, maybe.
Wow, 5 sets. Shit.
So yeah, it was kind of normal. I mean, if you were lucky, maybe you had a gig that you had to do maybe 3 sets. But
yeah,
you know, I think most people today would think, what? You know, I play 1 set. You better thank me for playing. You know.
Yeah,
you
these
know?
days, these places like
people play 3 songs.
Like places like Susie's and stuff like that. There, it's 2 sets. It's 40-minute sets. Like, so, like bands they're done before by maybe by 12:30. The 2 sets they're done. Like, so, like
Yeah, that's better though. It's good. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. That's true.
And they seem to be getting paid money where they're happy with it as well. Like, which is the best thing. As long as bands are getting paid, half decent money, like at least. Of course, they should always be paid better, more, especially the really good ones. Like, so was it your first? Was that your first gigs? Were playing on your first professional gigs playing on with your father?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we did a few things in No Black Tie as well. I mean, it was. I think a lot of us we started out in No Black Tie. You know, the first No Black Tie. Maybe not the first No Black Tie. It was the second No Black Tie, I think.
Okay.
The first one was just like a few. The first one was a few units down the road.
Yeah, where the Rainforest Hotel is now.
I had my start there lah, but it was way earlier
there as well.
2000, early 2000s, yeah. The old one. They had to stop gigs halfway through. No ventilation, smoky. Yeah, better lah the new one. Yeah.
But the old one, I mean, I enjoyed the smoke. I mean, you know.
Yeah, different lah. It had a different subterranean vibe. Yeah.
Remember the bottles on the wall?
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, man. And you know, I went into Rainforest, the backpacker now, right?
You did.
I went in and they maintain everything, the wood paneling, everything. But now it's just where they have breakfast, where the stage used to be. There's there's a toaster there.
How lucky are those tourists going for breakfast in the morning? All that music has been soaked into that wood paneling, all that history. Like,
they're eating the toast, right? They're eating the toast. I was like, this toast tastes good. Yeah, fucking soul in there, man.
Tastes like jazz toast. What's going on here, man? It's fucking all that music history soaked into that place.
So it smells a bit funny then.
Oh. That's one of the good things. That's one of the good things about Evelyn and No Black Tie. A lot of young musicians were allowed to play with so much quality, so young and so quickly. Like, so it's kind of like a sink or swim scenario. Like if you can learn pretty quickly and you're a sponge, it's a fantastic environment to be in. Like, absolutely fantastic. And we've all witnessed that. We've all seen young musicians just start off and just come through. And now they're some of the best ones in Malaysia now. Like, so it's a fantastic environment they grow up in. Like, so they're all quite lucky. All the young musicians. Well, most musicians are quite lucky to have that.
Yeah.
Even though they may not have felt it at the time.
Probably. Benefit of hindsight. Yeah. Oh man, interesting.
Do you have any memorable gigs you played in No Black Tie, especially and with musicians? You thought that this one's special. This is a really good one, like off the top of your head.
I mean, I had many great moments. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was also maybe, let me see, with Mike. I think the first time I played with Mike was in Alexis, maybe. But then we also played in No Black Tie so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, like a ridiculous amount of times, and that was quite special. I think the room allowed it. That we could always play soft and loud, and we could just explore every possible musical idea.
They were always good gigs with Uncle Mike, especially Uncle Mike telling the audience to shut the fuck up. We're always fucking really fucking fantastic. They were always great moments. It was just so funny. These
Crickets after that.
Oh, these middle class fucking people thinking they've paid so much money, so they've got the right to do whatever they want. If you're not here to listen to music, fuck off. And many of the times they were told to leave. It was funny. First time you played with your own trio? When? Do you remember?
Oh, my own trio? No, I don't think I ever had a trio. Don't know. Don't think so. I mean, I put a group together, but that was 2015. When I was much younger, I did this Yamaha competition thing. This is kind of like my own group too, but everybody was older than me. It was my tune, and we did this competition called the Asian Beat competition. Yeah, so that was my first group actually. I mean, it never went anywhere because it was just one of those things. But I think in 2015 maybe I had something together, but I didn't really. It was just a tryout thing, I think today maybe I would be able to put something together and kind of keep at it because
cool.
I would.
More confidence in your ability as an MD now.
I really think music for me is so personal that if I put something together, it has to be because I have something to say.
Yeah,
of course.
Sounds a bit, but sounds a bit cliche, I mean, it's like.
No, but it's true.
It's true, right? So I mean, for the longest time, I think it's just kind of like I knew I would know what to do behind someone else, but as a leader, I didn't really have a statement. There was no real incentive, except to try and lead,
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a good enough reason. So,
Is it something you wanna pursue potentially?
For now, yes. I mean, at this stage, yes.
Cool.
Now, yes.
Cool.
I
nice,
would.
Nice.
I think I'm in a place where I feel okay. I have something to say and I have a reason to say it. So I think that's maybe you would understand. I mean, trying to put your own music out, you have to really believe in your music.
Well, yeah, good.
You don't know who else will sometimes.
Yeah.
And, takes a person to do that.
You've heard this one too many times on this show, man.
Do you have a group in Germany now?
No, but I'm putting something together. I'm trying to put. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah.
So I'm trying to. I've got a bunch of music. I mean, I write a lot. So now I've got a bunch of music that I want to get out there. So and for that, of course, then you need a band. So now I feel like okay, I really know a little bit, what I want to do and how I want to do it. And the next thing is you always think, okay, so who would be the musicians to play? And some guys you would think they play, would they want to play with me? Would they want to play my music? There are different questions,
Yeah, I understand. How many piece band would you be looking to put together?
I would say a quintet.
Okay.
That would be my ideal. Maybe 2 horns, keyboard player, drum, bass, bass. Very cliche.
Yeah, but it's all right, man. Yeah.
Piano?
Sorry? Piano, maybe keyboards, piano, keyboards.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
You've already
you already got bassist, what?
You got bassist.
Would you ever put your partner or your girlfriend in your band as well? Is that something you...
Sorry? Say again.
Would you have your partner or your girlfriend or your wife in your band as well? Would you? Is that something you?
It's okay, Steve. No one watches this podcast anyway. You can answer it honestly if you want. You're fine.
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I think, I wouldn't think about that so much. I just would think about the music and the kind of music I'm playing, and if someone would suit that,
Yeah.
And I think, especially here, you can really think of that. People tend to put groups together for very specific things. I mean, I can't speak for every part of the Malaysian scene, but I know in the scene that I was in, it was more, you would find a way to make it work because it was a gig.
Yeah.
And whereas, but I can't say that for every other scene, in KL. But I can say that here, things are very open and very big. So people you tend to have all these pockets. So you can really kind of find, there's always someone for the job, job. If you need something else, there's always somebody for that. So you can really you can take some time to think who you would like to have play the stuff.
Are you still playing with Tony? Or were you still playing with Tony? So
sometimes, I mean, not recently, but I think the last time we did something was maybe in April or May. But I see him a lot. Sorry?
Who's Tony?
Tony would be Tony Lakatos.
So great player.
Great sax player. He's played in, he's from, is Tony Austrian or German?
He's Hungarian, actually.
Oh, fuck, that's right. And he's played No Black Ties several times, and his brother comes over and plays along with him as well, from time to time.
He loves Malaysia. He's crazy about Malaysia.
Yeah.
So we make laksa here a lot together.
Do you?
Interesting.
I guarantee all your neighbors are complaining about the smell. What the hell is that there?
Hey,
keep the windows shut. So.
Hey, you got a band name already, man. Laksa Quartet or Quintet.
You see.
There
I'm
you
already
go.
following that music.
You get hey, Laksa, huh?
Hey, Laksa.
Hey, Laksa playing tonight. Where Laksa?
I tell you, talking about laksa, I bought some laksa paste as well. You can buy here, but they did something really, really bad. They called it Singapore laksa. I was like,
hey, Steve, you need to take a photo and post that shit up. Yeah.
but you know what? You have to give it up to the Singaporeans. They got good PR.
Yeah,
they got good PR lah. Too.
They know how to. Yeah, they know how to.
They know how to sell.
As long as their PR is above Malaysia, they are doing great lah.
Yeah.
So, but
That's
anyway,
all they have. They only have PR.
Tastes like a PJ laksa lah, actually.
Is it easy to find food that reminds you of home?
We have the closest thing we have here is like Saravana Bhavan, or maybe even Anjapar. The one in Bangsa. We have one in Bangsa.
Yeah.
So you could, I would say the Indian food is maybe the closest you could get here to something back home. Not banana leaf, but like we have a Malaysian restaurant, or it's called a Malaysian restaurant in Frankfurt, but it's not really so good in my opinion.
What are they serving there? Like a roti canai?
Roti canai, they try to make like, nasi lemak and everything, but it's not really the same. Not like, not like real rendang or something. You don't really get.
Are they Malaysians cooking?
I doubt it. I haven't seen at the back, but I don't think so. I think that's a big problem.
You just walk in one day, guys. I think I figured out your problem.
Yeah, you guys are Singaporean.
No.
Man. Correct.
Yeah, that was a good one. Now you know how I feel when you talk about Guinness of Malaysia. Like you're no.
Derek, only now I understand, Derek.
No.
Only now I understand.
No, it's not.
You poor persecuted soul, Derek.
Yes, I know. Fucking first world problem. Oh.
Oh boy.
So, Steve, when was the last time you came back to? When was the last time you were back in KL? Actually,
I think what was last year, October maybe.
Year plus
Maybe.
already.
Yeah, September. I think maybe I came back in August, maybe, and then I came back here to Germany in October. So it was I mean more than
in
a
that
year
short
now.
gap, did you get to play any shows in that short period?
In KL?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Always.
I mean, so I played a lot. I mean, every time I come back, I try and like maybe a month or two before I come back, I try and let everyone know that I'll be back. And sometimes there are things that would open up. So I always try and seize the opportunity to play.
That's probably one of the good things about the scene here. Friends are quite loyal to the old bandmates and stuff like that, and they'll always give them gigs and stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and also just because there are gigs, there's always something. 2 weeks later, okay, I've got something coming up in a week. I mean, here people plan a year,
Yeah,
But
that's the way.
Yeah,
Months in
that's
advance.
true.
We've got a gig in March, guys. It's October. Doesn't matter. We've got a gig in March, guys.
It's true. It's like, what are you doing next year, October?
Yeah.
What? I can't tell you. I don't know what I'm doing. But you gotta put it down. Can you imagine?
Oh, man.
Really different.
Steve, I
I'm
also
trying to
saw you put something up. I mean, you did like a video recording with Michael Virapan, and do you still do those kind of stuff while you're there? Like since this lockdown and everything else, you still have work with like Malaysian musicians and everything?
Not really, I think. I mean, I think that was like a very kind of like, come, let's have some fun. Mike had the idea. And so it was like, but I think, but that's a good question, because I think all of us musicians generally are looking at social, or at least I can say for myself and a few of the people I know, social media is no longer a thing where you think, oh, it's social media. Now it's really a platform.
Yeah.
You really
Absolutely,
can put your music out. It's a legitimate thing. You can promote your music. You can release things. You can reach an audience that you probably could never before. So I think that's something all of us are looking at and thinking, okay, you could do something that's just kind of like fun, or you could put a serious project out too.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I'm looking at too,
Yeah, it's probably made musicians realize that the things are in their own hands. They don't have to rely on like record labels or somebody else for them to be able to get their
now
own
even
music out.
more.
Yeah. So
The focus was being out and going outside, and the more you were seen outside at a show, the likelier you are to get kind of noticed, unless you had some sort of amazing online presence. But now it's just like everybody went, like you said, everybody has now gone online, and that is
no choice.
No choice,
that
is the platform now. And if you actually want to, you can lah.
And how you guys feel? I mean, as singer-songwriters, how do you feel about, just the change? And has it been really positive, or do you also have to do a lot of changes, make a lot of changes in your music or how you present things to kind of reach a different audience online?
If you want to monetize, you want to do a show where you're going to charge tickets to a private link or whatnot, you would need to invest in time troubleshooting everything, because just because you're streaming doesn't mean the people who are hearing it getting good output. That's one thing. And aesthetic, it's okay. You need to just put some effort lah. The few things that you didn't think you could learn, everything's available on YouTube. And you can actually make money out of it. You just gotta hustle the same way you were hustling outside before. Just now you're given just gotta invest in some home equipment and figure out. You don't know anything, just check. There's so many platforms so many other programs that are coming up to help cater to musicians or artists who are trying to put their stuff out there or live stream. And yeah, you can just do it and just learn. I think I also have like so much to learn. There's just so much I've learned in just the past like couple of days in terms of doing this, because this whole thing has affected making money. So you're kind of now put back into at square one, because if people didn't know you online before this, now even more they don't know you, because people who were famous then are now focusing more online. And yeah, so you are just getting less and less, and you just got to keep putting content out. And whether people respond to it or not, just keep putting it out. And these are things we didn't do before, because we relied on live shows, relied on live events, and like Derek said, corporate gigs. Man, that was just corporate gigs and weddings. That was, whoo, yeah, that was great. Now you got
that's interesting, lah. Because like for me, it's a bit of, you know, I always joke that singer-songwriters scene, we've always been MCO ready. We're SOP ready, because we have like 5 people in the crowd.
correct.
But I was lucky, because I already had planned an album, and I was already trying to build up on online content. So I just went ahead, and I think I've sold more CDs now delivering to the house than actually playing gigs. The last year.
That'd be a nice one. Grab delivery for fucking music.
Yeah, so but from us directly, it is interesting. I mean, what Brandon pointed out, I think everybody's got to find what works for you. I think that's interesting. If you have products, you got to bring it out. If you rely corporate gigs and and live shows in the past, you have to build an online presence. It's tricky lah, but yeah, you can do it tastefully lah. You don't have to like take photo of your lunch all the time. You know that social media people always say, this is my breakfast. You know,
hey, you must lah, bro.
Must so. Nowadays they want to see your slipper when you're taking a shit. They want to see everything. They want to see.
I think I play one thing. I keep on take photo of my cat, and then so my cat's on my album cover. You know, so it's got perfect timing. Like you know, it's like my cat free. Yeah, no royalty. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I just don't understand those people who think, I have to take a photograph of everything that I do. Like, what's going on in their heads? Like, do they really think people want to see every last fucking moment of their life?
Honestly, the bigger influencers, honestly, they do that because there are people who follow them religiously, dude. Like, it's, dude, they are 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds with 1 million followers. Some of them don't even have that many followers, but they are the percentage of people who respond. They could have just 800 followers, but on each photo you get 600 likes. That's what the new generation is going through.
On top of that, you have the evil algorithms.
Yeah.
You gotta post something every day. I've been posting something every day. Every nonsense, I just take photo and it's like.
So over the last whatever time that I've been trying to do this stuff, and I've been just trying to keep posting music. Okay, I've just been posting music here and there and here and there. I would fall for these algorithm things, and they'll say, "Oh, you need to post at a certain time to get this and that." So I tried. I thought that would help with my content, like people responding to it. So I was doing this for a while, and you can tell what people respond to and what people don't. Okay, so music generally picked up a bit more during the MCO, and then recently a friend got in touch, and she started a skincare thing. Just said, "Hey, can you help? Just take a photo, put out details about the thing." And I was like, yeah, sure, man, anything. I'll help you out the same way. If I ask somebody that was a friend, I expect you to help me out. Okay, I'll help you out. It doesn't matter whether I use skincare products or not. I'll go and start using for that one time just to do that post for you. So generally over the last like 2-3 years, maybe the likes have gone from like 20, 30 to like 90, 100. Sometimes can reach a 200 only if I post about like my girlfriend or something that, oh, all right, stable relationship. I approve. Tuk, 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 tuk. Okay. So music all okay, girlfriend okay. Yesterday I posted up about that skincare thing. Man, it was like 20 likes. And I'm just like, what is this? I thought I could help my friend promote her stuff and all that.
I thought you were going to say you got 2,000 likes or something like that. I thought it was going to go out.
No, nothing, dude. Nothing. Maybe if I lay there naked and put the product covering some things, maybe, but I doubt that. I might have gotten less likes for that.
No, I think you probably would have got more. There'd be some hundreds of fucking dodgy men, usually from the UK, but definitely liking that. So we've come to the end of the podcast. Steve, usually
you're right, Asmil. The evil algorithms, Asmil.
Usually we give the guest the last minute to just tell them what's going on in the future and the foreseeable future and what you've got going on. So, Steve, the last minute's over to you. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't know really, to be honest. I mean, I think all of us are in this situation. And we're trying to make the best out of it, and if it's true that no one listens to this podcast, then then well, but let's just assume 2 guys listen to it, okay? And
you're about right. We have 3 subscribers, so that's good.
Yeah, it's all 3 of us.
That could be one. I was gonna say, I think I'm one of them.
Thanks, Steve. Sorry,
but
continue.
You have to start somewhere. So,
yeah.
Come on. Yeah. I think, I would say in the last few years, I've really learned how to manage my progress, and not only playing but just as a person as well. And I think that's not easy, because everyone has weaknesses, and in this quarantine period, you spend a lot of time alone, you spend a lot of time reflecting and really questioning. Sometimes when I look at a drum set, I don't even know what that is. Like, I'm not a drummer. I don't know what I am. It doesn't make so much sense anymore because you're not on stage. But if you spend the time, thinking about the future, as in things are going to get better, and if you try and be positive, surround yourself with people who are also very positive and trying to do the best they can, I think that would be the best thing to do to deal with the situation, and I hope everybody does that, and I hope everyone who listens to this, if you're going to take something out of this whole thing, that when the whole thing is over, they can say, you know what, I've used the time to really, as hard as it was, I really tried my best to use the period to improve myself or help things for my loved ones, at least.
Well, fine words. Well, we're just about to get cut off here. So Steve, Nanda, room number 19 in the books. Thank you very much
Thank you very much, man.
Have
Thank you for having me.
Cheers. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
See you.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
See you.
Yes.
Yeah.